A dark day on Dakar 2020. It's with a heavy heart that we begin with the tragic news that Paulo Gonçalves has died after crashing at kilometre 273 of today's 7th stage.
We don't really know the circumstances, but it was a pretty fast track, and that's where Paulo crashed. The medical teams tried to resuscitate him, but unfortunately failed to do so, and he died at kilometre 273 of stage 7. Paulo was an iconic figure who'd been on the Dakar for a long time. Everyone knew him. Just 5 stages ago, he was changing the engine on his bike. He was really tenacious. He knew the risks of rallying. But when the worst happens, of course, it's very tough for everyone.
This was the Portuguese rider's 13th Dakar. After 5 years with Honda, he'd embarked on a new adventure with Hero in 2020, although a broken engine on stage 3 had put paid to his overall ambitions. It was back in his native Portugal that the 40-year-old started his first Dakar in 2006, finishing 25th on the road from Lisbon to Dakar. He made the top 10 in 2009 and claimed his first stage victory in 2011, going on to take part in all but one of the South American editions. His best result was 2nd overall in 2015, behind Mark Coma. The emotion was understandably raw at the bivouac in Wadi Al Dawasir on Sunday as the terrible news spread.
Unfortunately, another member of the bike's family has left us, and every time it's the same question. Is it worth competing? What's the point of it at all? We always ask ourselves the same question. What are we doing?
The entire Dakar family would like to extend its sincerest condolences to all of Paulo's family and friends. Stage 7 took the Dakar from Riyadh to Wadi Al Dawasir, the longest stage of this 42nd edition, and as it would turn out, one of the most tragic in recent memory. Well, 7 bikers had gone into the special by the time Paulo Gonçalves got underway. The Portuguese rider, a veteran of 12 Dakars, wouldn't return from the stage. After his crash midway through, a medical helicopter arrived within 8 minutes. He was rapidly taken to hospital, but it was too late, and the hero man succumbed to his injuries. He was the first competitor to pass away on the Dakar since 2015. Up ahead, of course, they had no idea of the tragedy unfolding behind them with Gonçalves. Honda duo Joan Barreda and Ricky Brabec gliding over the dunes, and the American extending his overall lead. The stage win, for what it was worth, went to Kevin Benavides, but this was a day when the sporting action was very much secondary.
It's the story of a little South African lady in love with the desert.
What do I like about it? The freedom. To me, it's free. You get on the bike and it's just another world. And I like being in that world. Even a week ago, it still seemed impossible. And I still don't believe we're here. Sometimes I wonder, is this really the Dakar? Where are we?
29 years of age, a metre 58 kilos, Ty Perry doesn't go unnoticed in the Dakar universe.
We like the outdoors, we like nature. My dad used to ride, and I saw photos and I decided, hey Dad, I want a bike. I don't know why I said that, but it started there. I went bigger and faster very quickly. So I got onto a bigger bike and then a bigger bike. I never stayed on something too long. And then eventually I got on the biggest legal bike, the 450. Because I couldn't go any bigger with bikes, I wanted bigger challenges. And here I am, the Dakar's the biggest challenge. I think everyone finds it hilarious when they see me standing on my if I'm just with the bike standing stationary, because I can't exactly put feet down. I'm up in the knee there. But I've learned to be a little bit acrobatic on the bike. I need to, if I get to very technical sections where you need to paddle, as they call it, you get your leg down, and I can't do that. So I need to have, let's say, a better skill level to stay on the pegs, because as soon as I need that leg, I'm down. I hope to do not too bad in the rookies, against the rookies. And then in next years to come, I have to have more experience and start bettering my position.
In the cars, a fast 7th stage didn't favour Toyota, who claim that restrictor regulations mean that they can't match the top speed of the mini buggies. Nonetheless, Nasser Al-Attiyah was quicker than Stefan Petterhansel, but 2 minutes slower than Carlos Sainz. Sainz made the most of starting second behind Petterhansel, so he wasn't opening the road. A rapid stage, the Spaniard completing the 545 kilometres in 4 hours 16 minutes, an extraordinary average of over 130 kilometres per hour. In the SSVs, a bad day for Chaleco Lopez, who began stage 7 around 10 minutes clear overall. The defending champion losing almost an hour as he slipped off top spot. And that means that Casey Curry's the new overall leader, moving 32 minutes ahead of the Chilean.
Buenos días. I'm looking forward to sand and carving with you today. Oh, nice. I like that.
Stage 8, a loop around Wadi El Dawasir to honour Paulo Gonçalves' memory. There was no outing for the bikes or quads. As the winner of stage 7, Sainz was first off the line. With no bikes in action and no tracks to follow, the cars were the first to break the seal on the sand in the early morning. Al-Attiyah and Petterhansel caught up with Sainz, but ultimately taking the lead of the peloton was a poisoned chalice and nobody wanted it. This game of pursuit continuing for large parts of the stage. Nasser cutting back to rejoin behind the minis, meaning the overall pace was slower than yesterday. A real mix-up for the status quo, with Sainz finishing 15th quickest on the stage and the top 3 well off the pace of the scratch. A watershed moment for Formula 1 and Le Mans star Fernando Alonso, second quickest today, in spite of having to stop to change a puncture along the way. Well, Mark Coma seems to be the perfect co-driver for Alonso, both for navigation and for quick tyre changes. Back in the car and some dust trails ahead to follow. Maybe he'll be doing his own pit stops at the Indy 500. And so to the privateer buggy of Mattia Serradori. Yesterday he got stuck in the dunes, but it seems that was a blessing in disguise. He followed the tracks and stayed practically perfect for 477k, a first ever Dakar stage win for the French ex-biker.
Ça a été très dur
It was
hier
really tough
moralement
mentally yesterday
pour
because of
Polo,
Paolo,
alors je pense qu'on peut lui
and I
dédier
think we
notre
can
victoire
dedicate this victory to
parce que
him.
je suis un
I'm a
ancien
former
motard
biker,
et
so I
je
know
sais
what
de
I'm
quoi je
talking
parle,
about.
donc,
I dedicate this
voilà,
to
de
him.
là-haut, je lui dédie ma victoire.
The tall dunes on stage 8 gave more than one truck driver a headache. Mars leader Sierhai Vyazovic eventually got going again with a little help from his friends. He still managed to drop 18.5 minutes. It was another demonstration from the Russian rockets of Kamaz. Andrei Karganov claiming his third consecutive stage win to move 27 minutes clear of his teammate Anton Shibalov in the overall standings.
Top shape. Straight on. We should see a signpost on the right somewhere. A signpost in the middle of the desert? Go. Full speed ahead. Full speed. Maybe someone rolled on the sign. That's possible.
Allez.
Brake and go right. You mean left? Good, you're starting to understand. Damn signpost. Damn sign. We didn't see that damn sign.
On to stage 9, which takes the Dakar to the northern entrance of the Empty Quarter, the world's biggest expanse of desert sand. Stage 8 was cancelled for the bikers in memory of Paulo Gonçalves, and so they returned to action on Tuesday. Ricky Brabec losing a few minutes, but still comfortably clear atop the leaderboard. His fellow Honda man Joan Barreda third on the day. The Spaniard caught up with teammate Kevin Benavides after the refuelling zone and managed to come through unscathed, moving to within 2 minutes of the podium. Just ahead of him is Toby Price. The defending champion had a rough day Sunday. He was the one who came across Gonçalves after his crash, but he's determined to do his best to help KTM keep up their 18-year winning streak in the bikes. The stage win going to Pablo Quintanilla. Chilean had been planning to attack yesterday before the stage was cancelled and stuck to his guns. His first victory this year as he gained a few minutes on Brabec. In the end, I won the stage and I'm pretty happy about that. I'd like to dedicate my stage win to Paulo. Ignacio Casale has led the quads category since day one. The two-time champion picked up a fourth victory on stage 9, extending his overall advantage to 45 minutes. Toyota in trouble, that of Frenchman Ronan Chabot. The wheel ripped off, but the crew okay, even if they had to wait a long time to get going again. The 15th man into the stage, Carlos Sainz, would have been hoping to consolidate his chunky rally lead with a strong time. The mini buggy zipping past Pierre Lechaume, but the double Dakar winner would go on to lose over 6 minutes on the day. As well as getting lost, Sainz and his co-driver Lucas Cruz were forced to change a delaminated tyre. Sainz's woes giving the Olympic marksman Nasser Al-Attiyah a chance to set his sights on the rally lead. The defending champion kept up with Stefan Peter Hansel throughout the stage, swallowing up the overall gap to Sainz. A measly 24 seconds heading into the final 3 stages. But Mr. Dakar is still very much part of this three-way fight. Peter Hansel, a master at playing the long game. He claimed his 3rd stage win of this edition, his 79th in total on the Dakar, across the bikes and cars.
The future is getting green. In a changing world, the Dakar has to adapt.